When your specialist needs a very specific, temperature-sensitive medication for your treatment, have you ever wondered how it gets there? It's not as simple as just ordering something online. It is a really high-stakes logistics operation. So today, we're going to go behind the scenes with one of the key players in this critical supply chain. Okay, so let's just jump right in with a question that gets to the very heart of this. I mean, you can order office supplies from anywhere, right? So why can't a specialty clinic, say an oncologist or an ophthalmologist, just do the same? Why is it so different? Well, the short answer is their needs are just as specialized as the medicine they practice. We are talking about really complex drugs, very specific surgical supplies, and a delivery system that has to have the precision of a surgeon. And that brings us to our first section, really understanding the unique problem these practices are up against. It's a challenge that basically created the need for a company like Besse Medical, which was literally built from the ground up to be the solution. So who exactly are they? Well, Besse Medical isn't your average distributor. Their entire reason for being is to serve the super specific needs of physician practices and specialty clinics, the places that are right there on the front lines of advanced medical treatment. Now, to really get how they do this, we've got to look inside their logistics engine. And trust me, the scale and the precision it takes to pull this off, it's seriously impressive. Let's just start with the sheer size of the place. Their main distribution center is a staggering 200,000 square feet. To put that in perspective, that's about 3.5 football fields. All of it dedicated to getting the right medical supplies out the door and fast. But inside that massive building, it's not just a bunch of standard shelves. You're looking at space for over 9,000 pallets of just regular supplies. But here's the kicker. Nearly 2,000 refrigerated slots and dedicated freezer storage. That is what's absolutely critical for handling advanced biologics and therapies that need precise temperature control. And all of that incredible infrastructure, it leads to this number, 99.9% order accuracy. Now, in most businesses, that's an amazing goal. But in healthcare, it's the absolute bare minimum. That tiny 0.1% margin for error can directly mess with a patient's treatment. This isn't just about good customer service, it's a clinical necessity. So this level of precision, it builds right into what sets them apart. Because their real strength isn't just in moving boxes. It's in knowing exactly what needs to be in those boxes, and more importantly, why. When you break down their key strengths, you see it's a whole ecosystem. They have this deep, deep knowledge because they're so focused on their niche. They've got the power of Cencora's massive supply chain network behind them. And then they combine their rock-solid logistics and high accuracy with tech that actually helps these practices run better. And here's a perfect example of that tech support. They have this tool called Nucleus, which isn't a drug or a medical supply. It's a piece of software. It helps clinics manage their inventory and workflow. This just goes to show you, they're not just a supplier, they're trying to be an operational partner. And here's another thing that's absolutely critical, their commitment to supply chain integrity. By buying drugs only and directly from the manufacturer, they cut out all the middlemen. This massively reduces the risk of getting fake or compromised products. For a doctor and their patient, that guarantee of authenticity is, well, it's everything. But hey, to really get a handle on a company, you also have to know its limits. Having a specialized focus is incredibly powerful, but it also means you're not trying to be everything to everybody. This chart makes it crystal clear. Their entire world revolves around specialty clinics, physician practices, and outpatient centers. They provide the drugs and what they call ancillary supplies, basically all the other stuff you need for a procedure besides the drug itself. What they don't do is service your local CVS with things like bulk vials and prescription labels. They've carved out their niche, and they are sticking to it. So, after digging into their operations and their strategy, what's the big picture here? What's the main thing to take away from all this? I think it's this. In modern healthcare, logistics isn't just some background function anymore. The supply chain is part of the treatment. A powerful, precise, and secure delivery system is fundamental to the cure. And that makes companies like Besse Medical a vital, even if often invisible, part of our entire healthcare system. And that leaves us with a final question to chew on. As medicine keeps shifting towards these highly personalized, super specific treatments for smaller and smaller groups of patients, just how much more vital are these hyper-specialized distributors going to become? It kind of seems like their role is only going to get bigger.